Good morning and welcome to episode 1633 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, we've got Mississippi legislating erections with Pat.
That's right. You might want to listen up if you're in Mississippi and you pop wood.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Half of Mississippi, so they better pay
If
attention.
I was you.
Fathers, going to keep it with erections. Fathers measuring their sons' erections with Wes, of course. Wes is covering that one.
Yep. A pretty normal thing. Just, dad measuring his son's erection data at night while he sleeps. Just,
Let me see it.
Just kind of run of the mill. Everyday thing.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Who doesn't do that?
Right.
Like an Apple Watch for his cock.
Exactly, Mark. That's imagine what I
gotta know.
I imagine that's exactly what it is, pretty much.
Cock watch.
Yeah, cock ring.
Cock watch.
Yeah.
Day 2.
Yeah, it works.
Whoa, pretty good last night, bud.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, look at you.
Look at you. Good stats.
Proud of
Bet
you.
it was hard getting out of bed. You had an erection all night, pal.
We got conference championship weekend preview with Mark.
Yeah, it's the big one.
It is indeed.
Good luck interrupting the team of destiny.
It's the big one this weekend.
We'll see.
I think there is a team of destiny. We'll get to it.
Saw the Eagles were selling their dirty snow. Was that did you see that?
Yeah, you damn right they're selling the dirty snow.
The dirty snow.
Yeah, from the last game. Yeah, they were selling
Good
it.
luck.
Yeah.
Sounds like a confusing racial slur you might hear at an Eagles game if you went to the link.
Oh, the Eagles fans are class acts. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
The most viral story of the season was about that one guy who called the lady a cunt.
That guy got banned. It's an anomaly. Big Dom sent that chick. Big Dom sent that ugly cunt some Jackers gear.
Did the interview with the guys that own that business. He said, "How's it been going the last couple of days?" The guy just starts laughing. He's like, "Not good."
Yeah, the consulting
We
business.
spent
guy
25
worked
years building this business.
for. What was so funny was that guy was a DEI consultant.
He was.
My goodness. Yeah, what a funny job for that dude to have. And I've got one final Elon update this week that may make things make more sense. Thanks to Pat for pointing this one out.
Hell yeah. Let's news it. Let's news it, boys. Shall we news it?
Let's news it.
I highly recommend you go to whitehouse.gov if you haven't, because there is a propaganda video there. It's troops and troops and troops and Trump and troops. But I popped over there to check out some of the executive orders that were going down, specifically one that piqued my interest, defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government. That one, which is described, this is like the top line, the erasure of sex in language and policy has a corrosive impact on not just women, but on the validity of the entire American system, which is now a merit-based system, as evidenced in other executive orders. Unless, of course, you're a member of Trump's cabinet, which then you were selected based upon your unwavering loyalty to the king. But the Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism order goes on, it's interesting, to define and finally get to the bottom of what makes a man, what makes a woman, which I know some we've talked about on this show. What makes a man? What makes a woman? Well, the order gets into it. So it defines male and
you
female.
haven't watched Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah. Girls have vaginas and boys have penises.
Exactly.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah.
But it gets into some specific definitions. Schedule D in the document, female, means a person belonging at contraception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell, which I guess they're talking about the gine or the ute. I don't know. And then Schedule E, a male, means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. Don't like that. Didn't know that. Don't like that. But that's how they define it. Small and big.
But mighty.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Problem is, guys.
Testicles smaller than a uterus. Is that what that
I
is?
guess so. Maybe in stature, but not in
I
appetite.
mean, it is like a trillion sperms to one egg. I mean, we're shooting
That's right.
a lot.
If you pile them up
It's
next
a
to
game
each
of
other.
numbers.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sperm looks pretty weak. but guys, the problem is, well, according to this order, embryos are persons at the moment of conception. There are no outward signs of sex differentiation until like 6 to 12 weeks. So for up to 4 months, there's no government form that these persons or their parents will fully be able to complete, right? Because it's only man and woman. You just don't know. For up to 4 months, you don't know. But I'm sure they'll figure it out. And
Wait, what?
well, when
you're inside, when you're cooking inside.
yeah, you don't know. For 4 months, you can't tell. Docs can't tell. 6 weeks to 12 weeks. What is it? I don't know. You don't know. So I'm saying these persons, because it says a person at conception, won't be able to fill out any forms. There's no forms that they'll be able to fill out, government forms.
Do the eyes come before the Jennies, or is it around the same time?
I don't know, man. I think that little beady eye comes around before the Jenny. Remember that? You see that little beady eye in like fetus pictures? But guys, if you think that order creates a logistical paperwork nightmare and a slippery legal slope on what the definition of a person is, then you better hope that the newly introduced Mississippi State Bill, SB 2319, the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, does not get passed.
What's that act?
Do you have to put a condom on every boner?
Well, if you put a condom on a boner, that's illegal, Will.
Why?
What?
That's
well,
contraception.
No. Contraception begins at erection.
Yeah. So if you get an erection, you put the contraception on.
My boner is a baby.
So you have to
boner's a baby,
you have to
Bill?
put a bag. You have to put a bag on it every time you get wood.
Well,
What's going on with this act?
Maybe it's conception begins at erection, but the bill is sponsored by Mississippi State Senator Bradford Blackman, and the bill would make it, quote, unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo, and that would provide for criminal penalties to provide certain exceptions and for
Not
related
allowed
purposes.
To put a condom.
Whoa, the never waste a boner bill.
Yeah, if you read between the lines, guys, it would make it illegal for men to crank hog.
So this would be like making a period illegal or something like that.
Yeah, is he going to arrest kids getting wet dreams?
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
the SWAT team
Of
shows
course.
up in the morning.
That's a
What are you
good
doing
point.
at the laundry room, Trevor?
I'm really glad that we're going to follow up this story with Wes's erection tracking story.
Yeah.
It would be like a
Cam
period.
doesn't live in Mississippi.
Oh, dude, that family.
Lock his house up. All these teenagers and juvies would be filled.
Yeah,
You guys might be thinking that I don't know.
it's gonna be rough on the jails.
The bill, which I'm going to read in a minute, might seem a little outrageous, but I want you to know, for all those that live their life in accordance with the good book, this bill does have biblical roots, specifically Genesis 38. I'll quote from Genesis 38.
More like Jenny's says.
Allow me, Pat.
Okay.
Yeah. Read your tattoo.
Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so when he went into his brother's wife, he wasted his seed on the ground in order to not give offspring to his brother. But what the Lord did was displeasing in the sight of the Lord, so he took his life also. Translation, Onan didn't want to give his brother a baby, so when he was banging his wife, he pulled it out and shot it on the ground, and God killed him. You don't spill your seed, okay? It's rooted in biblical text.
I think he was killing him because he was banging his brother's wife. Don't you know?
No, it was the seed. It was the seed. It was
I
'cause
think
he-
I
that's
think
just
so
a-
too,
I
Wes.
think that's just a.
Could have been that sounds like a more.
don't you
like
think it would have stopped
killed-
him?
No, because you it's your choice to sin, and then you get smote afterwards. I
Well,
think
he
is
might have thought it was
something.
hilarious if he had impregnated
He won't.
her.
He's like,
was
he
letting
won't.
was
He
letting
won't.
it happen, and then-
He won't. He's not gonna.
He's not going to do it. Well, if he's going to do it, he might as well put it to good work. It's just insulting to me otherwise.
yeah,
He better not waste none of that seed.
yeah.
Like, that was one interpretation. There's many interpretations. That was the American Bible interpretation. But let's get to the bill, the language of the bill. This bill, known as the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, proposes to make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material, open parentheses, sperm, close parentheses, without the intent to
What about
fertilize.
squirters, though? What about squirters?
Well, it's just men, I think, because it's an erection.
Okay, well, what about if you've had
but
a vasectomy?
It doesn't. It's a short bill. It doesn't get into that. But let me.
You can't arrest the guy with a vasectomy, right?
Loophole. Got a vasectomy.
What
you
if
can have a boner
freeze,
anywhere in Mississippi.
What if I freeze every time I freeze
later.
it every time I jerk off? Yeah.
Well,
You got a huge pile of cum.
I think there's
I got
some
a big freezer.
legislation against that.
Yeah.
I think there's some legislation. I mean, in fact,
That's a loophole.
You're not allowed to store your own jizz?
Not in Alabama. You're not. That's an issue.
They show up at the door and you're like, "What? Not so fast. Let's head
You're
to
right.
the freezer."
Yeah, I don't know about
downstairs.
Mississippi, Will, but what I'm getting at, if you're not understanding, tongue firmly planted in cheek, it's the definition of a person. And I guess, Wes, you could freeze it, but then you're freezing a person. And is that okay?
Well,
I
no,
don't think
it
so.
has to be, the sperm has to be in an egg. That's the thing. They're saying that the conception, once the sperm enters the egg, boom, that's the person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
They have the line here. Let me continue. Okay.
The cops say freeze, and you go, "Funny, you should say that."
They're going to answer all our questions.
Except to the garage.
Okay, so unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material sperm without the intent to fertilize an embryo, effectively criminalizing certain male reproductive behaviors. Crank and hog. The legislation establishes a graduated fine structure for violations, starting with a $1,000 penalty for the first offense, escalating to a $5,000 penalty for the second offense. And if you do it 3 times, guys, and beyond, it's $10K a pop, if you know what I mean.
How are they monitoring this?
Yeah, unless
Are they
you're
gonna put
jerking off
erection
on
trackers on every man.
unless you're jerking off on the cops on the police station stairs, they're not going to be able to catch you.
I would imagine much like
everyone a bill.
I'd imagine much like they have election monitors, they might have erection monitors. Guys,
red light camera.
the bill does include 2 key exceptions. Genetic
Old lady that comes to your house every day and knocks on the door to see if you're jacking off.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you jerk it today, honey?
She's like, "Let me test to see how big your load is," and it's a trap. And then you jerk off, and she's like, "Busted."
All right. So the bill has 2 key exceptions. Genetic material that's donated or sold to a facility for future embryo fertilization, Wes, and genetic material discharged using a contraceptive method intended to prevent fertilization.
So you can
Okay.
donate
Oh,
sperm.
so you can jerk off into a condom.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. There you
can
go.
donate
Boom.
sperm and you can freeze sperm.
Solved.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You can jerk
Jack
off
it
into a
straight into that
condom.
condom.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can even just use the condom at the end. You don't even have to use it during the thing. You just have to shoot into the condom.
And
That's it.
condoms are tax deductible now, so just get your condoms.
Boom. You can still
Yeah.
jack off, Mississippians.
There you go. Anyway, we'll see if it gets passed.
Is this a Republican or Democrat?
No.
Matt?
It's a Democrat. It's a troll. He's trolling.
Well, it's a troll bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's a troll bill.
Great,
Here's
great,
the thing, though.
great
that-
time management there by this guy. That's another one.
I
Of
mean,
those.
it's talking about it was a paragraph. It was a short bill.
some of the wording in the
Get things
bill's
done.
like some of the wording in the bill's like, "I want this to stop masturbation and like porn," and it's like, calm down because they're already banning porn in some places. You might give them an idea here, pal. Like,
Yeah.
like
And Mississippi probably already has porn banned, right? That's one of the
Yeah.
states.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Like so.
Oh yeah.
one's
The
not
quote
gonna
from the lawmaker was, all across the country, especially here in Mississippi, the vast majority of bills relating to contraception and or abortion focus on the man's role when men are 50% of the equation. Which
yeah,
is,
I mean that's fair. But child support, that's why we have the system.
it's a troll bill.
it's troll bill.
Real quick, back to the game. Connor Crawford asked, "Do you guys have a bet for the Eagles Commanders game? Because that's a
We
great
have
question.
to.
Do we? And we should.
It's got to be something bad.
Something real bad.
All right. Well, what do you want? I mean, I'm pretty confident, so I'll take whatever.
I'll take whatever. Give it
Yeah,
to
me
me.
too.
Loser has to beat off into a condom for the next 14
And then eat it.
masturbations.
And then they got to eat it.
Honor system. No.
You got to swallow that condom.
Got to follow
Yeah.
the Mississippi laws for the next. I don't know. We Connor, we got to come up with something good.
And send us some suggestions.
Yeah. Type in the chat if you got suggestions. By the end of the show, we'll come up with something.
Okay. All right. Well, if you do get your boners banned in Alabama, you're going to need to talk to someone about that. And this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. Okay. Think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful story that you deserve to live. Whether it's, talking to your therapist about how your state banned boners, how you have to only masturbate into a condom from now on, which is traumatic, or it's something more serious like a relationship or an addiction or anything. Therapy can help you get through these tough times. Okay, it's helped me. It's helped many hosts on this show, and it can help you if you just give it a shot. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Whatever you got to talk about, there's someone that specializes in that area just for you, and they can help you through it. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. So write your story with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/hardfactor today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor, all one word. Get 10% off your first month. Again, be your best self so you can be your best for your family. That's the bottom line. All right, here we go. Let's talk about erections again. Okay. All right.
I think we've been off the subject long enough.
Just a brief reprieve.
Let's jump right back on.
Let's
Now break to talk about mental health and back to erection.
Yeah. Have you guys watched the Netflix series about tech millionaire Brian Johnson called "Don't Die: The Man Who Wants to Live Forever"?
We've covered this guy on the show before, but I have not watched that. He's the dude who's a psycho who takes all the pills and shit. And then, this guy. He
steals
obsessed with
plasma
staying
from
young.
his teenage son and blood transfusions because
he
wants
does blood
He's a
bags.
millionaire that wants to live forever,
yeah.
so he like
He's
steals.
obsessed with being young.
The series is awesome, actually. It follows Brian in his quest with his system Project Blueprint, where, as Mark mentioned, he steals plasma from his son Talmadge, who's 19. He calls him Blood Boy in the documentary series because
he doesn't really.
Yeah, he does. It's Blood Boy, and they've got a weird relationship. This guy's got tons of money. He was the founder, chairman, and CEO of Braintree, which then bought Venmo, and then they were acquired by PayPal in 2013 for like $800 million. So he's close to a billionaire. He's got all the money he wants to do all this weird new age shit, cryogenics, blue light therapy. He takes 100 supplements a day. And again, he steals plasma from his son and injects it into himself to try to reverse the aging process. Okay. And if
psychotic behavior.
Yeah. And if you watch the series, two takeaways you get from this guy is that he's maybe wasting his current life by doing all this insane shit to try to make him live forever. And something might be going on with his personal assistant. And 3,
what do you mean? Like he might be boning his personal assistant?
I think he wants to. I just don't think he's got the courage to yet. But I think she's like their mom in this series. She takes care of all of his stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were banging. And 3, if it came out that he and Talmadge are romantically involved, which I don't think they are, but if it did come out, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Come
on. Well, when you get pictures like this coming out.
Come on. He does a picture like that with his boy. Weird.
Completely normal father-son where
that looks
they're
like
both
they're shirtless caressing each other.
Caressing each other.
I'll tell you what, if that was reversed, where he kind of had his arms around his son's shoulders and his son was any age younger than 10, it wouldn't be weird.
Right. Not 19. Yeah, when he's a teenager, the shirtless like hugging pic is weird. Yeah.
I'm also thinking to myself, if you're that rich, wouldn't you like exploit someone else's child for their blood? Wouldn't you?
But he can trust that he knows that these are good genes.
He knows the genes of this kid.
Quality.
He basically is Hansel and Greteling his son by putting him on the same supplement routine, and he's like basically preparing his son's plasma to be the best it possibly can be for when he wants to eat.
Right. And also, I'm not saying shirtless father-son pics are bad. They're some of the best. But in the wild, that was a staged photograph. Like they brought a photographer into the studio.
It has an erotic energy to it.
To film them, touching each other's chests, bare-breasted.
It's like
a picture.
An ancient emperor and his boy toy if they were dressed in ancient garb. Yeah.
Like a Roman.
It's like he's Zeus's dad, Kronos, and he's about to eat this kid.
Yeah, something like that. Right. Yep. Yeah, it's weird.
So he's essentially he knows his kid. He knows his kid's taking the supplement, so he's got the best plasma. That's why he's using. So they're going to meet in the middle. Are they just going to meet in the? Are they just going to both?
Well, he's going to steal enough of his son's life force, so they'll die at the same time, Pat.
Something tells me these two couldn't get through the substance because it hit a little too close to home. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen it.
Basically, the movie's about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, a lot of people think he's a weirdo. I thought he came off as a nice guy in the series. You know, he's just doing his thing. He didn't seem. He's obviously doing weird shit. He did break off a 2-year relationship and engagement with his former fiance after he found out she had breast cancer. But whatever, that was a whole other lawsuit.
Yuck.
Yeah, whatever. But if you didn't think he was a weirdo before,
look, it's stressful, and stressful causes aging.
Look, I can't.
Exactly.
I'm trying to live forever. You have cancer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is just.
Yeah. You're not going to live forever. I am. This can't work. Yeah.
I'm doing this for you.
Yeah. I don't want your cancer near me.
Yeah, hires a cleaning crew that kicks her out. You got to clean this house.
Yeah, for sure. But if you didn't think he was a weirdo before, some new data that he just released about himself and his son will surely make you think he's a weirdo. Here's the data that he posted on X on January 22nd at 5:14 p.m. He tweeted nighttime erection data from my 19-year-old son, and then he tagged his son at Talmadge Johnson _ and me. His duration is 2 minutes longer than mine. And then he said, raise children to stand tall, be firm, and be upright. You know
what?
Just like my son's penis at night.
Right.
So he had.
Let's go to the data there.
Yeah, go back. Okay, so
is the data that impressive? Well, so let's see.
So let's look at the data.
It measures what it measures is number of erection episodes, total duration of those episodes, average erection quality, and then how well you're sleeping.
An episode doesn't sound fun for someone.
So
you're describing someone's erection as an episode.
Could they just say number of erections? What?
Yeah.
Why did they say episode?
It's an episode.
Yeah. Terror dongs.
He said
He
that
got 14 terror dongs last night.
he said that his son's duration was 2 minutes longer than his, and obviously, yes, he has requested that his son wear a device on his cock that will measure how hard he gets at night. That's how he's doing this.
You so verifiably, that's what it is.
Oh, that's the only. Yeah, it's a device that they're both putting on their cocks that measures erections. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, come on.
So
this is
that
fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine? Because he's posting this from the perspective.
Somebody's got to stop this guy.
He's trying to say my experiment's working, right? He's like my kid's only. We got a 30 years age difference, and he's only beating me by 2 erections a night.
Yeah, he's trying to close the gap, Pat. Yeah,
but it's bullshit. Yeah, like he's like bragging about how he it's just crazy. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like he's like trying to prove, like you say, Pat, that he's healthier than his healthy 19-year-old son, but do it by monitoring his dick. This is the craziest fucking thing of it. This guy is the worst.
Yeah. Well, his son wakes up and his dad's sipping coffee on the veranda, looking at his erection data.
Looking at your boner data.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Checking the data.
Hey, welcome. Good morning.
How are your dreams?
Closing the gap. He can't tell us in the morning.
Yeah. So obviously people were disturbed by this, to say the least. Some comments from the internet. One person wrote, I have a feeling this won't even crack the top 10 most disturbing chapters in your son's inevitable autobiography. One guy wrote, in parentheses, from the other room, son, are you hard?
Never mind. I see you are.
Yeah.
Phone beeps.
One person wrote, I'll never complain about how my parents raised me again. One person wrote, if my dad told me he wanted to monitor my erections at night, I'd never sleep again. So yeah, it's weird.
You laugh now, but you pair this with Pat's story, and you've got a $5,000 bill.
Check it out, guys. This is the Ridgy scan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how
Check
it
You
works.
have to wear 2 sensors
You
on
have to
your dick.
sleep
Look
with
at how
that.
big that thing is.
At first,
Yeah,
I
you
thought
strap
one
it to
sensor
your
was for
body.
each dick, but no, you put 2 sensors, one at the top of the dick and one at the base.
It's like a
The base and the
VCR.
head.
So if
Yeah.
you wear this every night, you're gonna get some sort of cancer in your cock, right? Involved.
It is kind of a bulky processing mechanism.
That's
right
got to
there.
be 1980s version.
The Richie scan.
Or there's not that much demand, therefore they haven't made the computer small.
They made it for this family, and they're custom.
Hey son, I'm gonna order a boner monitoring device at night. You want one?
So you wear a sleeve around your thigh
Yeah.
that the Regiscan tucks into.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very weird.
How much is it, Pat?
It's torture.
It looks expensive,
$1
Mark.
million because they only sell one every 5 years.
It's torture. This guy's
Yeah.
torture.
It is 1980s technology that is not developed because there's just not a demand for it.
Buy a car wash or get a Reggie scan.
There's no way they don't have something more modern than this.
No, I'm telling you,
How are you
Regiscan's the
gonna
cutting
post
edge.
This guy's the fucking craziest. How are you going to post your son who's 19, regardless of his age? You're going to post his erection data on the internet? Like who the fuck is this guy? This is the weirdest dude.
Oh, Pat,
on
they've got
planet.
other way smaller ones I'm looking at online.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm old school
Yeah.
when it comes to me and my
Amazon?
dad bonding.
There's one called the that's an ED treatment device.
Well, that's what it's for. It's to see if it's between 17 and 25 grand. No, that's the surgery. I'm sorry, to erectile dysfunction surgery.
Okay, here's what he used. He used the Atom sensor, Atom by Atom Health.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about his Adam sensor before. His dick monitoring.
Oh, it's just like a little tube you wear.
I can't believe he
Here, I'll show you.
extended his dick's censoring his dick monitoring to his son and is now posting that. This guy's the worst.
It's actually just a string attached to a bell.
Is it possible this is just an ad that he's sponsored by Adam Sensor?
See, there it is.
Right.
You just put it over your cock and then.
No way, Mark. Not after that photo he released of him and his son.
Adam
His
Sensor's
son better
like,
get a big
Adam
paycheck.
Sensor's like, what are you gonna do for the ad? And he's like, I'm gonna compare my son and my erection.
Yeah, if his
I'm
son
gonna make
doesn't get the
waves. Is
whole
what I'm
check,
gonna do.
bullshit.
Adam Sensor disavows the data. They asked for the Adam Sensor back.
It's only $150
Right.
too.
Yeah, it's actually
It's on
fuck, we
sale
should
right
get
now.
him.
It's on
That's
sale.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
You guys want to do an erection?
okay.
off?
No, that's the bet.
Yeah,
That's the bet. That's the bet. That's the bet. Whoever loses the playoff game has to buy an Adam sensor and
send it to the other
monitor
guy?
their
Data?
Directions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the loser has to buy everyone an Adam Sensor.
Oh well.
Us three
we all-
Commanders
so we
fans will
all-
flip for it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
you can ship it.
I don't really
The
care. I don't
Commanders
wanna be
fans have to
involved in
clean
this.
and ship it.
Oh, come on. I thought you were a Commanders fan now.
I giving up on that. No, I'll do it. It'll
You've
be
given
like
up as they're in the middle of their playoff run. All right. Well, Pat and I will flip for it, and then Mark, it'll be you versus me and Pat, and whoever loses.
you guys
the
send me
game
all the data
has-
and then I'll
has
release
to
it.
get a sensor.
Look,
and then we have to post our data like this.
We're
Fucking
not rich,
loser
so
who
we're gonna
posted
buy
his son's
one, and the
erection
winning
data.
guy gets to go first. And then
Yeah, we'll share it.
he ships.
We could
use
We
Adam
can split
Sensor
the
to
cost.
loser.
Yeah, we can split the cost of the Adam
Yeah,
sensor.
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. Yeah. No, yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're on
course.
sale
If
right
you
now.
win,
The
you get
loser,
to go
but the
get
loser of the
clean.
bet.
Yeah.
But the loser of the bet has to publish their info. That's the issue. That's the crux.
See how you stack
Yeah.
up against Talmadge and Brian.
Oh, dude,
Good
they're gonna
luck.
crush us. Our
Good
erections
luck.
have nothing on these freaks. I
I
mean,
don't even know if I still get nighttime boners with all the fucking antidepressants.
definitely
I'm
get
on.
nighttime boners, but nothing like these two weirdos.
Only one way to
It just
find out.
says- It just says 0.
Yeah, it just says lay off the Prozac, pal.
Error.
All right, good. That's fun. Adam sensor. That'll be good. Okay. Elon Musk. Since we started doing Hard Factor in 2018, we've been documenting the very unique rise of one of the oddest, richest men on the planet, in the history of the world. Like he's probably you'd say one of the most eccentric, richest men in the world that we've had. He makes
One of
cars. Yeah, he makes electric cars, robots, rockets, tweets incessantly. Like if you try to read his timeline, you won't fucking believe how much he tweets. He hires gamers to make him appear as if he's also gaming constantly as well. A lot of weird stuff going on. He's an odd bird. And now Elon Musk is inserting himself so far into American public life that he's starting to really wear thin on a lot of America, I'd say. Especially this week, that was pretty clear, right? You know, with the whole sig or not sig thing, and it was a lot this week, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a lot of
There's a
Elon.
follow-up tweet making light of
making light of it.
Not World War II Nazis was really the straw that broke the Nazis' back.
He can't help himself. In a recent appearance by Elon's dad, Errol. Elon's dad, his name is Errol, two odd names. Elon hates Errol, says he was a horrible father. But this clip
that's
of
because
Errol
he banged his stepsister, his stepdaughter, right? He impregnated her twice.
Yeah.
His stepdaughter is also his stepmom.
Yeah, Errol's got a lot of skeletons in that emerald mining closet of his.
Yeah.
And so Elon, not a fan of Errol, but Errol is still doing podcasts about Elon nonetheless because he is the father of the world's richest man. And this clip may help explain a little bit more about what's going on.
I got in there. There was a principal in the room, and this woman was in there, this older woman. She's going like this, she's very unhappy. And I said, yeah, what's it? So they said, no, we got a problem with Elon. So I said, grade 2. So I said, what's the problem? Worrying now that he said something bad. They said, no, we think he's retarded.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's the word they used. I said, retarded. They said, yes. And then the teacher, I said, what do you mean? So the teacher said, no, he doesn't listen in class. He just looks out the window all the time. Just looks out the window. And then when I talk to him, then he doesn't even respond. He just sits staring out the window. So we think he's retarded. So I said, really? Because I knew he wasn't retarded. So the teacher said, yes. I would even go up to him and I shake him on the shoulder. And then eventually he turns around, say, what? And one time she said, yesterday when I shook him on the shoulder, he turned around and he said, the trees are turning green. Obviously the spring or something, And so they came to the conclusion he's retarded. So then we didn't know what to do. We're sitting in the room there.
Oh shit!
So that happened to Elon when he was in the second grade, taking it to the internet for the comments on that one. One Spirit 1963 says he's definitely on the spectrum, high functioning though. I mean, he's got Asperger's. This just in time. Heil says, great story. Didn't realize Elon's dad was Al Pacino, which he really does look a lot like Al Pacino. And Havel Johnson says, normal teacher reaction to smart people. Funny story.
Yeah.
My second grade teacher also thought I was retarded. So
right. Second grade's not that stimulating. Obviously, it wasn't enough for Elon or Will. Yeah.
Yeah, my second grade teacher wanted to send me to retard school, and then I was in the GT program the next year. So same exact experience as Elon. Funny. And
our lifelong buddy Colin, remember he from Who Do You Know Here, a great friend of ours. He moved from was it New York or Rhode Island or whatever?
Rhode Island.
He moved from Rhode Island with a thick accent to Northern Virginia. So it was in fourth or fifth grade, and he went to class, and his accent was so thick that they thought he was retarded, and they sent him to remedial classes because his accent was so thick.
So so he got put in class with all of our buddies who are remedial. Yeah, and so me and Colin got the Elon treatment as well. Elon also tweeted that he agrees. He says they weren't entirely wrong, to be honest, about labeling him retarded. So he gets it. He's annoying. What's up? You got a point there?
Oh, that same interview, which I didn't see when I texted that over. Elon's dad casually drops that Elon's maternal grandparents were in the Nazi Party in Canada, supported Hitler, and moved to South Africa because they admired the apartheid regime.
Right, that's the other thing with Elon, leaning into the
South
Hitler
African,
stuff.
right?
It's you kind of have a past.
If your grandparents were Nazis, maybe lay off.
Yeah. And
right.
so is
Unless
it the
you're a Nazi.
Asperger's?
Disavow,
Pretty close.
Is it the Asperger's? Is it the constantly being bored and needing to troll and fuck with people?
Or was it all the Thanksgiving dinners?
Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't. Is it the Hitlerian slip? Who knows?
Yeah.
But his trolling is now the richest man in the world level. And besides that Hitlerian slip seen around the world this week, Elon has also trolled American astronomers with that Tesla Roadster he launched into space in 2018. On January 2nd, the Minor Planet Center at the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics in Cambridge, Massachusetts, announced the discovery of an unusual asteroid designated 2018 CN41, first identified and submitted by citizen scientist H.A. Guler. The object's orbit was notable. It came less than 150,000 miles from Earth, closer than the orbit of the moon. That qualified it as a near-Earth object, an NEO. One worth monitoring for its potential to someday slam into the Earth and create a cataclysmic event. But no, it was the Tesla Roadster.
That Roadster one day is going to kill a Jew.
Yeah, it was the Roadster. Yeah,
it's going to slam right into Israel.
It could. It's going to slam somewhere one day. And so now everyone in these articles is mad at Elon for creating more space debris, space trash, because we got enough of that already.
I'm okay with that one. That's pretty cool. That one's pretty cool. That one's okay. Yeah.
One time,
but he's annoying people, right? He's like a science guy himself. The science people can't stand him. They're mad at his space debris. Okay, I'm trying to paint the picture for you. The teachers thought he was retarded because he's so annoying.
One time, the
astronomers, even though he has SpaceX, they fucking hate him because of the fucking space trash.
Right.
And okay, and so we'll keep going. But yeah, what's up, Wes?
I said, and one time that I tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around and said, "There's Jews in the trees."
He didn't tell the podcast about that one. So especially after teaming up with Trump, though, I wouldn't expect Elon to stop upsetting people anytime soon. Internet folks are also mad that Trump is releasing the MLK, JFK, and RFK assassination files, but not the Epstein or 9/11 files for obvious partisan reasons. People are upset about that. The ones being released, though, come out February 7th and March 9th. The JFK February 7th.
What's the delay?
MLK and RFK on March 9th. They got to black out everything first.
Yeah, they got to black out everything.
They got
to. That's supposed to.
There's absolutely no information.
So almost everything's been released redacted. It's supposed to be unredacted, but we'll see.
We shall see. And that's a little explanation of why Elon is very triggering to, it seems like, everybody in the world almost, and a little bit of news mixed in with that. Yeah.
Nice. Fair enough. Guys, this Sunday it's the big one. I think it's safe to say this weekend we're all Birds fans. Yep, Eagles versus Chiefs is the Super Bowl everyone wants, nay, needs, and that's exactly what they'll get. Eagles versus Chiefs too. It was a good one before. I'm sure we're all rooting for it. A few fun Eagles things that have happened in the news recently. Joe Biden, in a moment of clarity toward the end of his presidency, did something good. He officially made the bald eagle America's national bird. What? Wasn't it already? No, it was not. Many thought it was in spirit, but the hound dog Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey, and because of that, he and John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and some other founding fathers couldn't unanimously come to a decision, so they all wanted the eagle pretty much besides old hound dog butt fucking Franklin. And
because his point was turkeys are delicious, which he has a point.
Pretty good second choice. Pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like he chose a chump bird, but because
turkey and eagle, those are your top two. It's a great. You could tell you deal with a great nation.
Make them both, really. But because of that, we printed it on like money and all sorts of things and seals, but it wasn't official until December 2024 when an executive order was signed by Biden to make the bald eagle the national bird.
Trump didn't delete that. He didn't delete that one, right? He kept that one.
No, that one's staying. Trump's keeping that one. That's a great one. Now that was right around the time the Birds locked up home field advantage throughout the playoffs, because even though they had the 2 seed, everyone knew the Lions would choke. It's true. So that was.
No one knew that.
Oh, we all knew it.
It was tremendously unexpected.
That's why the Eagles are resting their starters. Saquon didn't need to set the record. We all knew they had a home field advantage throughout, which it is. And if that's not enough to convince you, then get a load of the hype speech the mayor of Philadelphia, Sherelle Parker, gave recently. This will get you going.
Yeah.
Hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds! Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
You're goddamn right. Let's go, Elgses. Let's go, Birds.
Elgses.
Left hand down, baby.
I literally, maybe 2 weeks ago, saw someone do this exact same thing. They weren't the mayor of Philadelphia, but this happens pretty frequently.
Philly fan.
Yeah, it was a random Philly fan blowing it.
Well, he was
But
probably
they were
drunk.
probably hammered.
Yeah, he was probably drunk.
Did you see the video of the Philly fan who got in the wrong car? And they were like, "Hey, dude, this isn't your car." And he's like, "Where am I?" After the last win.
Hey, everyone shares
Yeah.
cars. And
I get that.
When they grease the poles. Better grease the poles this weekend.
Look, it's two teams that know each other really well, and I think that as the underdog, I think that serves us pretty good.
The Birds aren't going to lose to a guy with a hook on his hand. They're bigger in the Kraken, okay? It's not your time, Washington, whatever your names are. It's never your time. It's the Elks' time.
That defense got lit up about 6 weeks ago, so we'll see what happens. I mean, Jalen will be back.
Zach Ertz is going to come crawling back
Jalen
into the
will be
link,
back.
and he's going to remember they didn't want his old ass anymore. Jaden Daniels is a
don't know.
drug addict. Fuck you, Will.
Excuse me.
Fuck you, Pat. And especially fuck you, diehard West. Suck my dick. Go Birds.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we got more of a shot than you're giving us credit for. I think you're underestimating.
Jaden Daniels is a drug addict.
Probably. I don't know.
The furthest thing from it.
He's the
Not only is he poised,
sweetest man in the
Wes,
world.
he's better off the field than he is on. They say.
Your owner has AIDS.
There you go.
Does he? Josh Harris?
Magic
Absolutely
Johnson.
Oh yes, that one does. Yeah.
No, he got rid of it with money. Remember?
Oh, okay, all right.
He's AIDS-free.
Brian, what's his face?
He's AIDS-free. Oh, you guys
Owner
actually.
has AIDS.
Thank you for bringing up Magic Johnson. You guys don't have that. Like Magic Johnson has been the best mascot of the entire playoff run. He's dapping people up on the way, like in the hallway, on the way to and fro the field from the game. It's awesome. I mean, having the Showtime Laker vibes back there, and it's good. Look,
It's a goddamn champion.
I'm feeling good about what the Commanders have cooking. The Eagles are very good though. You got to say
Birds.
the
Could be a good
Eagles
game.
are the Eagles are favorites by what 5.5 points, 6 points. What is the line right now?
I saw 5.5.
So
Okay.
here you go. I think that's appropriate.
Well, the loser will have to measure their boners, and our boner scientist Wes will release the data.
Yes.
Can't wait. Cannot wait.
All right, that's the show.
Thanks for overseeing this bet, Wes. Of
course.
Next time we see you, one of the four of us will be happy. Have a great fucking weekend.
The other one will be wearing a cock monitor.
It's the Fitbit of the penis.
The cream of the crop!